Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the shop. Working on the acoustic again today. Putting in some time on this. So in the last video, you saw where we got the bridge placed and we got tape on to protect that surface, and I put some amber shellac on the top. Gives it a very aged look. It's a little too aged for my taste at the moment, but I think I'm going to go with it. It's starting to grow on me, you know. The more I mess with it, the more I kind of like, it looks kind of cool, you know, it looks like it's been around a while. So what I'm doing now at this point is it got on a little heavy, especially in this area here, or this area of the wood took more of it in than the others did. And so I'm just taking a little alcohol. That's the wrong one. And that one's empty anyway. I'm just taking a little alcohol and rubbing it on there like that. Shellac is a great finish. And I can see where I have a few little issues on here, but I don't want to have to sand back to bare wood. So I'm thinking about how I'm going to deal with that. There's a little dent right there, a small one. I could probably steam it out. But you see, you can take alcohol and you can rub it across there and it'll kind of thin it down, take off some of the excess, and move the rest of it around a little in a more even coat, which is nice. Shellac is a great finish for doing that with it. Of course, I use it for doing French polish. And it makes a beautiful guitar. We will not be using shellac as a French polish. We're going to spray some poly on this baby. But I'm kind of liking that. I'm liking that aged look. I'll probably hit the top again with a little color. I might even do a little bit of a burst on this. I haven't decided. But that protects this top anyway, except for when I just smeared my finger across it. I got excited. That protects the top. Just leave that for now. Let that dry a little bit. What I want to do next is grain fill the sides and the back with silver tip epoxy. I used this on the last electric build I did, the Sapele electric guitar, the single cutaway. And I was really happy with how easily it sands. That's really something you want. Something that sands easy, works easy. So we're going to use it again. We're going to use it on this guitar. I have used Epoxy in the past. Epoxy works great too. This will automatically add a little bit of an amber finish because it comes out in an amber color. But you can't put that on your top. I mean, you can, but there's really no reason because the spruce is such a tight grain. You don't need to fill it. The finish will take care of it. So what I'm going to do, I think this is dry now. Yeah, this stuff dries really, really quick. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up some of this silver tip epoxy. And we're going to do the back. And I'm going to let that dry before I try to do the sides. Because that way I don't really want to use this on here a lot because I'm scared of denting it. Like there's a little dent right there. It's easy to dent something with it. But that way I can put this on here after it's sealed and we can do the sides. So I'm going to do the back, just the back today. Okay, and let that dry well. Then we'll do the sides. So let's get some epoxy mixed up and let's get to work. I need to make myself a scraper. I'm going to use a razor blade just like I did in the Epoxy video. Take a razor blade. That's what I like to use for a scraper. And what I do is just round the corners over a little bit. I just round this corner over on this diamond stone, so it's not a super sharp corner right there. And then we can use that for a scraper. Right? Okay, let's do that. Let's get that going. Let me mix up some epoxy. First we need some gloves. And this is a 2-to-1 mix. So I'm going to do, you don't need a lot. So I'm going to do 1 full cup and 1/2 of a cup. A full cup of hardener and 1/2 of a cup, no, reverse that. A full cup of resin and 1/2 of a cup of hardener. And that will be enough. Got some static going on here. So I'm just going to put a little mark on here at the halfway mark, which I believe is right there. And I'm going to mix it in this handy mixing cup. I've already sanded everything and gotten whatever oils or little funky stuff that was on there off, so it's ready to go. Let's do a whole cup of this. This is going to be way more than I need, but it's really the only way I can figure out how to mix it properly. Need smaller cups. Okay. All right. There's my resin. And this is the hardener. Where's my mark? There it is. All right. Just a touch more. I think they make pumps for these bottles. I don't know. I think I might have saw that somewhere. All right. I know West Systems has nice pumps. And West Systems would probably work just fine too, doing this. But this stuff works really well. I was really happy with the way it worked on that Sapele guitar. And it sands really nice and fills really well. Okay. That's that. Get that out of the way. Try to stay as clean as possible. And move that out of the way. All right, let's mix this up. Definitely got to invest in some tiny cups, little tiny plastic cups. This is way more than I need. Might be forced to go ahead and do the sides with this much mixed up. I hate to waste it, you know. Okay, that should be thoroughly mixed. So we're just going to put some on here and spread it out and see how we do. Just going to go across the grain like this. And let that get right down in that grain. Just like that. Let me get you over closer here so you can see. what we got going on. You can see a little bit goes a long way. All right, hold on. I'm going to move you over, okay? Okay, you got the bird's eye view. I'm just going to move this around here on this top, on this back, I should say. Spread it out. And then we'll come back and take off the excess. I want to keep trying to go at a diagonal to the grain. Much as you can. I got a little bit of a grit or something on there from something. There we go, that's better. Picked up a little piece of grit. I'm going to keep on going with this. Maybe you need just a touch more to get around the edges. See, we're going to use it just like that. Let it get down in that grain. We don't want to leave a lot standing. We don't want puddles on there. And you can see where it's really getting down in the grain real well. See all the little tiny little dots everywhere? That's that open grain structure mahogany has. All right, we just need a couple more drops on here, really. I mixed up enough epoxy to do about 5 guitars. That's more than enough. Okay, now what we want to do, let me get another paper towel here. This one's starting to get a little funky. Let me back you up a little bit. Okay, so now what we want to do is try and stay as clean as possible. The razor blade was starting to get a little funky on me. And there we go, that's good. And we don't really want anything dripping over the edges and getting wild on us. This is not the place to get wild. You do that when you go see a band. All right, we got a little bit of a puddle here. I'm going to just spread this out across here. Try to use it up. One good thing about this stuff is you got plenty of time to work with it. It's not getting hard on you while you're trying to spread it around. So you can really take your time and get a good coat on there And you know, if you're not shooting a video, which you probably won't be, because only crazy people do this, then you can really get into the zen of moving it around, you know, put in some music. Work it across there a couple of times. Make sure it's getting way down in that zone. Because I can't stand to have that epoxy just go to waste. There's our back. Nice grain fill on there, brings out that color. Everything's looking good. I can see a little bit of an issue right here. I don't know if that's in the wood, or I think it is. Just a little weird little spot on the wood right there, but I think it's okay. It's a little defect in that mahogany. Isn't that pretty? I'll move you back a little bit. Okay, so that's the first coat. Maybe the last coat. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. A sealer. It looks like we got the grain filled pretty well. I'll probably do it again. Lightly sand this with some 400 grit, and then hit it one more time. That'll really finish it off. And then, man, you just put the clear coats on, and you're looking good. It's very pretty. So what we're going to do now is use the vacuum pump on here. This is nice and dry. Yeah, that looks good. That's good to go, so I can use that. Let me get this set up. Okay, that's got a grip on it. That's good. Can you see everything all right over there? Not really. Get you over a little closer here. All right, there we go. So we'll just do the same thing we did before. I think we'll start right here. And we'll start filling it up. A little at a time. Rotate it around. Try to stay clean. Here we go. Try to be as neat as you can. It's difficult to be perfect with it. And you can't really go too much at a diagonal on the sides. You got to just kind of turn the guitar a little here. There you go. Okay. The edge is a little rounded over right there, so you got to kind of hit that with your finger to get the full round over there. See if we can get a little more of this off. One last section to do. Looking good. I got enough to do at least 2 more guitars in here. Got way carried away. Big step forward today. Make sure I turn the camera on. Hold on. I did. Big step forward today. Grain fill. That's exciting. That means tomorrow we can come in, hit it with some 400 grit, fill it again if we need to, which I might anyway, even if it doesn't really need it, because it makes spraying the top coat so much easier. You don't have to put on so much top coat to fill grain. Just trying to get some of the excess off. I got a little more on here than I needed. Okay, that's good. Now we just want to check this area here, make sure I've not got any weird stuff going on the edge. That little round over there where the ebony is. This is looking really good. I'm very happy with it. I don't know what's going on outside, man, but there's sirens going off like crazy. And I have my Father's Day gift on today, so I had to wear it. Virginia is for music lovers. Okay, there it is, guys. The acoustic guitar grain fill adventure is done for the day. Got one drop on there. All right. Let me lay some clean paper toweling down just in case there's anything on there. And let me turn off this pump. And we'll just lay it down on its face, right there on that clean paper towel. Just like that. Boom. There you go. All right, that's it for today, guys. We got the grain fill on using silver tip epoxy. Works really super well. I'll come back tomorrow, check it, see if it needs more. If it does, I'll do another coat. You don't have to watch it again. Then I need to do the neck. And the neck, you have to use your finger to do it. I might go ahead and do that now, but I think you saw me doing that on the Sapele build. We'll let this dry, and then, man, we're ready for some top coats. And I'm so looking forward to that, to getting this guitar done, because it's been hanging around here for a while. It hung around all through the winter. We had a really super cold snap. The shop dried out one day to where it was so dry in here I got a crack in the top. And man, it broke my heart. This guitar has been through hell because I kept pushing it aside, trying to do other things. I'm not ever going to do that again. When I start an acoustic build, I'm going to work on it till it's done. And I'm also going to set up, I did learn that I need to set up a humidity chamber in here. I need to make a place in here where I can make sure that the humidity, or I need to put a humidifier in the whole shop and seal up these doors. I have these two big garage doors right here, you know, for getting things in and out, large items. And this one I hardly ever use. That one I get in and out, bringing lumber in. They're not completely sealed, so super cold air can get in. The heat is cranking away to keep things warm, but the humidity changed enough to where I did get a little bit of a crack in the top. And so I had to fix that. And then, and what else happened? Oh, it fell over and the neck broke. Sad. The poor abused guitar, but we're going to get it done and we're going to play some music on it. We're going to have fun. All right? So, once you start something, keep going and finish it, you know. Acoustic guitar can't really be set aside like electric parts. Like, you know, I have this cool looking little build here. Hold on, let me grab it for you. Got this really nice swamp ash build where I'm going to do like a clear kind of butter color. You can still see the grain through it, but it's got that buttery yellow. This is going to be sweet. Seymour Duncan pickups. And man, this one's going to be nice. Can't wait to get to it. This one first though. Let's get this build done, then we'll work on this, okay? All right, that's it for today, guys. Listen, go out there and see some bands and be good to each other. Be kind. You know, we all have to live in this place. We should all try to be kind to each other, okay? A lot of things that happen, I'm sure you know, you can just let it go by. It's not that big of a deal. So be kind to each other and go out and see some bands, and I hope life is treating you well. Peace. We'll see you out there. Work guitars. Bye now.